Hi, this is Bridgette from My Tarot Advisor, and today we're going to be shuffling these cards, which I've already did today, to kind of pick up and see what the topic that we're talking about today. And so from the first card that I'm pulling up today is romance. And I can see romance has been a very difficult subject for a lot of people. I feel like love takes a lot of time. And so from what this card is telling me and really connecting to everybody's spirits guides is that everybody's been going through a lot of difficulties when it comes to love, when it comes to reconnecting with an old flame or working on a current relationship. And I feel like communication is key to any relationship. Being open and honest with each other and telling each other how they feel or what their feelings are, I feel like is the only way to build a better and successful relationship and making it last. And there's do's and don'ts to a relationship. As staying in a toxic relationship, I don't feel like it is something that people should really be doing because it messes with you emotionally, physically, and it drains you out. So do stay in a positive, communicated relationship where the person treats you right. And it's okay to have little ups and downs, but when it comes to a toxic relationship where the person is manipulating you, using you, even being abusive towards you, that is not the type of a relationship that you want to stay in. Even if they apologize and they say you love you, it's really just a mind game to make you stay so you can be that punching bag. So anybody who's in a relationship like that, don't continue to stay forward, because if they're not willing to change and not willing to help and better themselves in a situation, then it's not meant for you to stay and to even help that person, because you can't fix somebody who is not willing to change. So there's do's and don'ts in the relationship, but that's what I really wanted to focus on mainly, is talking about the bad type of relationships, the toxic relationships, because that person is not going to change. And so it's better for you to walk away, even though you love that person. But if they're not showing you that type of love back and showing you that they can change, then there's no really reason forward for you to actually stay in that relationship. And going into the more positive relationships, I feel like definitely talking to your partner, telling each other really what's going on, even if it's a bad situation, is always the way to go when it comes to a really positive and really stable relationship and able to make a relationship last, is being communicated with each other. Even if it's something terrible, I feel like lying and building a relationship off lies is not going to be the type of relationship that you need to be, because we all have a twin flame, we all have a soulmate, and we all have that significant other that we want to share our life with, and we have to build a relationship. It's not what you can change about each other, it's about what can you change in the relationship to make the relationship work. If this person is not communicating as well, you need to seek help within each other, guide each other, and bring each other closer to actually communicating, because if we don't communicate, then we don't have the type of relationships that we want to have. So I feel like communication, sitting down, talking to each other is always a good time, even if you both aren't getting along at that time and have been through many obstacles and have a few arguments. I feel like just sitting down and being able to talk to each other is definitely the way to go when it comes to any relationship. So do take your time when it comes to love. Be patient when it comes to love, and don't stress yourself out when it comes to building a relationship, whether it be new or old. You definitely have to take your time in any relationship, because relationships take time. And rushing a relationship to get to that point in that relationship is not going to be a good relationship, because I've spoke to many people before in the past who want things to happen so fast and so quickly, but you have to take your time. You have to communicate with each other. You have to have trust in each other to have the type of relationship that you want. So I feel like being patient, being positive, and showing each other effort into the relationship is always going to be a better situation for you both. So I feel like romance is definitely going to change for a lot of people this year. I definitely feel like all the confusion in everybody's relationships have been a little rocky. I feel like the best thing to do is really remain patient and positive, because change is coming, because there's so many opportunities that you're going to have with your soulmate or your twin flame to build the type of relationship that you want to have. So everybody just take your time. Don't stress. Don't even stress the little bit of things. You have a whole future with your soulmate and twin flame to actually build a better future. So I definitely feel like it's going to take time. but worth the wait. So don't stress the little stuff. Really take your time. And if you feel like your significant other, is doing something that is not right, I feel like the best thing to do is to talk to each other and build a better relationship, to have a more comfortable and bring a lot of sense and sensibility with talking to each other. Because if you're both not secure and comfortable with each other, your relationship is always going to be, rocky with each other. And don't let other negative influences or other people tell you what to do or how to handle a relationship, because this is a two-way relationship, not a 10 people relationship. So you definitely have to find the balance between friends and letting people know, what goes on in the relationship, to really having you both centered, because that's the time away for you and this person to really talk to each other. But I really genuinely feel like this is a year for love, for success, and for a really strong committed relationship. Definitely going to take time, but Rome definitely wasn't built overnight. So I definitely feel like, with progress and with change, this relationship and any type of relationship that you're in, is definitely a good time to just really take your time. And this doesn't really even circle just around love and relationships. This could even be a friendship. It could be with a family member. You always have to communicate with that person, to see where things are heading. Because if you don't, you're just going to feel stuck and confused. So it's always good to talk to your partner, and it's always good to have a lot of things to talk about, even if it's just little things, even just how are you doing, how was your day. It's always good to communicate. So love is definitely going to change. Communication is also key in a relationship. So I definitely feel like moving in the direction to build a better relationship. I definitely feel like this will be the year for everybody to really blossom and grow together and really build a better relationship together.